It is Scotti Sentes, the head coach at Campbell University. Scotti, I got to ask you, experiencing kind of some ups and downs already, even this early in the season, right? I mean, the great win over Army to start, the great showing at the Southeast Open, and then a little bit of a frustrating one, although I must say, against a very, very powerhouse team in Nebraska. So I guess just talk to me as a coach about kind of where you feel that the team is at right now.
Yeah, I mean, we set up our schedule in a way where we can learn something about ourselves, and we want to hit those top guys. Nebraska in some polls are number 4. They're top 10 in every poll. So that's a team we can go out and hopefully expose some of our weaknesses so we can get to work and fix those weaknesses. And that's what we saw. We saw Nebraska expose some of our weaknesses. And so we got to get, back on the horse, I guess you could say, and get back to work.
Oh, back on the horse is right. We'll get to that in just a minute. But yeah, I wanted to ask you, right? You had some pretty powerful quotes after the Nebraska duel. As you said, I mean, it's a top team, but you said straight up, we need to quit worrying about our teammates' feelings in practice, take more tacks, and develop more confidence in ourselves. And then you said, I'm looking for our team to take today personally. And you wanted to get back in the mat and get back in the gym and show that effort. So they've done it. They've gotten back in the room. They've had that practice. What was the reaction?
Well, they got a chip on their shoulders. I'll say that. These guys, they take a loss personally, and they learn from it in the right way, and that's what we need to do. And if we can continue on this week how we did today, I'm feeling pretty confident going into Wyoming and then going into Vegas after that.
Fantastic. Well, as you said, some great matchups lined up. Back on the horse, as you said, the perfect way to say it, because this Friday, November 17th, it's against Wyoming. It's the Battle in the Barn, right? It's on UFC Fight Pass. An incredible matchup. We've already seen you once on Fight Pass in a military base, but now we've got you in a wild horse reserve out in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming. So talk to me, Coach. How did this matchup come together?
Yeah, I think everyone's just trying to have some creative backdrops. We had spoken with Wyoming before. Coach Branch, he's really ahead the curve in terms of trying to have some unique events. I know they're the Cowboys. I don't remember exactly how it was started, but something was said is it would be cool if we wrestled in a barn or did it on a ranch. And he jumped right on it and made it happen. At first, there was another ranch we were supposed to go through. That fell through, and Coach Brandt said, let's make it happen. And he just willed it into existence. So we're excited to be a part of it. I think it's important to compete under the bright lights, and we put ourselves in some opportunities to do that. And we're thankful that Wyoming has allowed us to come out there and compete and put on a show with them. And that's what we want to do. We want to put on a show, put points on the board, and make an entertaining package for people to watch.
I love it. It's going to be great. For anybody that hasn't watched CFFC Match Day on UFC Fight Pass, you're going to see great production, no question about it. In this particular matchup, you're going to see some amazing scenics. I've seen where this place is at. I can't wait to get out there. It's incredible. I guess from an actual competition standpoint, though, it does require competing at significant elevation, right? Has that been a part of a discussion at all, or any preparation? Is there anything you can do for getting ready for, these matches at what I believe is like 7,000 feet?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get out there. We'll work out the day before. We'll blow our lungs out. And at the end of the day, you just got to be tough enough to wrestle when you're tired. So if that elevation becomes, something that happens and we start to feel it, so what? A good double leg's a good double leg. A good sprawl's a good sprawl. Go in there, score points. That's how you win matches.
I love it. You talked about your philosophy of taking on the best available opponents and really just testing yourself early. What do you think Wyoming presents? Evaluate them as a squad, and what kind of challenge do you think they present for you?
Yeah, well, I know they're hungry. This is a special case where you have a team coming off a 2 great wins, and they want to keep that ball rolling. And then you got another team that's got a chip on their shoulder. And I'll say in any competition, I want to be on the side with the chip on their shoulder. So I expect fireworks. I expect both teams to go out there and throw monkey wrenches and throw the kitchen sink. And it should be a good time. And no better stage to do it than UFC Fight Pass in a barn.
I love it, man. It's going to be a great one. You mentioned everybody coming in with a chip on the shoulder. I guess one guy that really hasn't had to have a chip on his shoulder yet is Taye Ghadiali, right? He's undefeated at this point, continues to get wins. Can you talk about the performances that he's turning in? Because he said early on, he's like, look, man, I'm trying to get all the way to the top, and, man, unbeaten thus far.
So his goal is to be the most dominant wrestler in the NCAA, and he's on track to do that. He's pushing himself. What's up? Oh, my daughter. My son's at wrestling. My son's at wrestling practice. My wife took him. So, no, I mean, where were we at? Sorry about that, man.
I love it. No, just talk about Taye. You said his goal is to be the most dominant wrestler.
Yeah, his goal is to be the most dominant wrestler in the NCAA. So far, he's on track to do that. And if you're trying to be the most dominant and you fall short and you win the match, so what? And he's already been tested a little bit. He's got the pins. He's got the techs. At Nebraska, he was actually down by 4, ends up winning the match with a major decision. So his goal is to go out and score as many points as fast as he can and just break every opponent he comes into. And he's going to do the same thing in Wyoming.
Very cool. Listen, you talk about putting points on the board. A big point of discussion right now is the new rules, the new scoring. Everybody kind of have to adapt a little bit and seeing how it really changes things and maybe having even more impact than people thought. What's your thoughts been on the new rules and how they're impacting the wrestling this year?
I think that a lot of points can be scored really, really fast. And right now, to me, a major decision doesn't mean much. I think you're going to see a lot of people trying to push for very fast tech falls, almost like freestyle, techs. And going to see a lot of people, be able to dig deep and erase the scoreboard, right? Come on the other side of things when they're losing and be able to come back. Right now you can't sit on a major, you can't sit on a 4-point lead because points can be scored so fast. And I just think it's going to elevate wrestling and create more action. And I think that's what people want to see.
Yeah, it seems like a total positive so far, and it's really a great time to be, exposing it to potentially new fans on UFC Fight Pass. Coach, you've embraced UFC Fight Pass. You mentioned being on the platform. What's been the feedback, I guess, from your athletes, from your fans, to, getting an opportunity to appear on this platform and how much you already have?
I think they love it. I think we've had new people become fans of the sport, become fans of Campbell wrestling. And I think, being able to put a package together that people can enjoy in a different way. And I really think it's elevated it. And I think people are really, really enjoying it. And it's, we are certainly thankful for being a part of it and seeing it take off in the way that it has. And the unique venues is just the tip of the iceberg. I think the more UFC Fight Pass becomes involved in this, the more programs are going to be reaching out and wanting to do it. And I think it's just what the sport needs. This is definitely going to bring viewership up, and merging with the different martial arts, I think is important because wrestling is a martial art. So, I think it helps everybody all around.
Yeah, really does, man. I think it's a home run. It's been great so far. We're looking forward to making it even better. Coach, I know you're busy, so I'll just ask you, give me your goals for Friday. I mean, the last time we saw you on Fight Pass, big win for you. That was a really fun matchup. Are you hoping for another 7-3 type run here? Are you looking for even more? You got these guys with a chip on their shoulder. What are you expecting to see out of this matchup?
Man, I want to dominate. I want to dominate them. I don't want to just win matches. I want to see our guys scoring bonus points, getting pins, going for big moves. And we got a couple surprises that I think I think will turn some heads. We'll have some new blood out there. I won't get too deep into it, but just be ready for a show. That's all I can say.
I love it. The Fighting Camels always put on a show. It'll be Friday, November 17th, CFFC Match Day out on the ranch in Wyoming. Should be a lot of fun. Coach, thank you for your time. Look forward to seeing you there.
All right, man. Good talking to you.